little bit unfortunate, but we are into Champion Select, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see exactly what's being picked up here. Let's run through it right now, as RNG are going to pick up the Maokai one more time. They've managed to get Azir and Sivir. This is ridiculous. Back on the Braum is Mata, so not going to be able to be playing his Thresh once again, which was banned away. But this comp looks so scary.
So let's have a look at it.
We've seen this one before.
Maokai, Nidalee, Azir, Sivir, and Braum versus Trundle, Graves, Twisted Fate, Lucian, and Bard. So very strong laners on the side of Team WE. See whether they're able to utilize any of that. Also good macro play because they have double teleport as well as Twisted Fate. This is something that historically Azir has struggled with, whereas a great team fight comp on the side of RNG. One thing I will say is one of the champions on RNG is not like the other one, and that was the Nidalee. I actually don't know what Nidalee does in this composition because they have Azir, they have Maokai, and they have Sivir, all great pile-in champions. And unless he goes like that Bruiser Nidalee build jungle item into, like, I don't know, Rod of Ages, Abyssal, like, something to try and keep him nice and tanky. Something like that where he can go Cougar form. I don't actually know whether MLXG, unless he just has another dominant jungle performance, adds much to the team composition as a whole. Yeah, and it looks like WE also, flexed that Trundle there as well, switching things around here. Zero has played a heck of a lot of Trundle, so assuming that goes towards the bottom side, but then able to answer the split push of the Maokai. You've already spoken about this. So it doesn't really.
QSS the problem?
Yeah,
something like that?
100%. You go second item QSS, you buy Iceborne Gauntlet, and you win the split push as Maokai. So I don't actually think it does counteract anything. You have to go Ravenous Hydra now. Titanic Hydra is pretty garbage on the current patch. Trundle, if he gets snowballed and ahead, like he can kind of disregard the Maokai maybe and just take out the turrets. But it is pretty difficult right now for the Trundle matchup. Well, we are on to the Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 of RNG versus WE. The lights are a little bit out at the moment as we move on to Summoner's Rift, and WE probably going to be feeling that pressure right now. We'll see exactly how the game is going to unfold, especially considering where these lanes are going to be going. Whether or not WE wants to start on the front foot immediately with this Bard lane. Especially Bard Lucian, which is just so disgusting to deal with. Yeah, it certainly is. So we'll see whether we do get any form of lane swap. Pretty standard across the board right now as teams are just fanning out. Looper probably going to throw a couple of soccer balls into a camp, and it looks like Mata and Name will try and swap away here. Yeah, it will be answered by the looks of things. Blind here by Mystic and Zero moving towards the top side. Well, if you don't deep invade, and you are RNG, you would definitely think about blind lane swapping, just in case you get it. So WE responding it is pretty standard. The reason I say that is because Braum Sivir should get picked on. After level 1, Braum has a great level 1, Sivir does as well with Ricochet. Yep. After that stage, they're in a little bit of trouble. Well, Zero Mystic starting on the Krugs. We'll be able to even out this experience advantage that RNG were going for by picking up the Gromp. Everything going to be fine. Moving into the upside-down standard lanes. The Australian lanes, as Frosco fondly refers to them as. Yeah, and it's also another interesting thing, just because, once again, the start of this game has gone differently. It was very standard game number 1, lane swap game number 2, now upside-down game number 3. Yeah, we've played every variant of modern-day League of Legends. Yeah, very cute. Showing the adaptation from both of these teams. Here is 957. Just really wanted to auto-attack Looper, and Looper really didn't want to let him. I believe he just missed the Arcane Smash, and it looked like it went through him. No, he hit it. Alright. Trundle isn't a lot thinner than I expected. Very handy, as we'll see how this lane does pan out. Looper definitely used to playing the Maokai now on his 3rd game in this series on the champion. Yeah, historically was a great tank player as well. Yeah. Known for his teleport play. On Samsung Lite. Played a lot more carries at Worlds, but I think that was more of the I can, because my team is so dominant that I'm going to take Kassan and Akali into every single matchup and win the game regardless. Oh yeah, 2014 Worlds, yeah. Yeah. Didn't make 2015 Worlds, so it would have been hard to pick anything. Yeah, so I'm just trying to remember back that far. The teleport Akali top lane was... That was yeah, you're in trouble now. Yeah, Name definitely is. Not going to get stunned out just yet, but there's the flash. The heal going to come down as the flash from Zero as well. He gets it with the last auto attack. Calculated damage, and WE start off strong. Their first blood of the series. Yeah, and all of a sudden they're not done. Maybe a flash play coming in here. Yeah. Xiaohu actually unable to use the E
Shifting Sands not quite working out there as the wrong soldier went forward.
Yeah, it looked like he actually ran into Condi. So, of course, you stop when you hit a target. You get the shield, however. So, Condi did a great job. Now, 957 maybe in a little bit of trouble, but Teleport.
Yeah, MLXG actually just going to help clear out the wave. Teleport's going to be cancelled. Nothing gained here from RNG in the early game.
Actually, great use of Teleport there. Leaves it until the very last second. Make sure that 957 is alive and healthy in the lane. Could have followed through if they do keep commitment onto it. And they've actually swapped the lanes back here. Name wants absolutely nothing to do with the Lucian Bard lane. And after the first blood, cannot really blame him, Atlas.
Certainly not. Grabbed himself a cull there as well. And we'll see whether Name is going to have a better time. He, of course, moves into this lane, picks up the standing farm, but he's still 5 behind. We'll see whether Mystic is going to head back. He's actually frozen this lane out relatively effectively, but
not at all.
Just destroys all of the minions.
It wasn't frozen regardless.
Oh, damn it.
Would have pushed and would have actually made Trundle's life a little bit crappy if they had left it there. So as you can see, Trundle just trying to grab something for himself. Yeah. They're actually staying in the lane swap situation because they understand that Maokai would just grab that lane, freeze it, have a very big experience advantage. So instead, they're sending 3 members into this bottom lane, see if they can affect something. Teleport coming in, however.
Yeah, RNG trying to find something here as the spear is going to land. MLXG is going to be able to jump over. Doesn't have to as Loop is going to lock down 957. A little bit of an optimistic teleport play and RNG capitalize.
Yeah, so in the end, it's actually a great teleport play coming in because they're able to pick up a kill as well as the turret. That just equalizes any advantage that WE had grabbed out of the first blood. They'll be able to pick up first turret of the game as well in pretty quick fashion.
Oh, of course, 957 was still there. I thought he had actually teleported in, but no, he was just remained in the bottom side of the map.
Yeah.
No worries there. Zero is going to turn up, but he's not going to be able to defend this turret. It is very, very low.
Yeah, it certainly is. However, a little bit of invade on the top side of the rift looks like it's being responded to by Twisted Fate. MLXG needs to be careful there, but bottom lane turret will fall down. One more auto attack, and it's gone.
Yeah, Mato going to help out there as well. So Name grabs himself the local gold, trying to get himself as close to comfortable in this situation as he possibly can.
One more time. Roa mid lane for Xie. Yeah, Xiaohu not about that, just wants cooldown reduction.
Yeah, and is that sort of the aggressive Azir method here, is to go with Nash's Tooth straight up as opposed to something like an Abyssal Scepter in a more difficult lane?
Just means that you don't think you're going to die. Gives you much more combat readiness. Xie, of course, with Catalyst is not a huge kill threat, although with Condi there, if they're able to get a couple of gold cards out and layer the damage from Condi that he brings, it will be good news. But Condi's once again 13 CS behind and a couple of levels from MLXG. So he's not having the best game, and it's just going to be an isolated mid lane one more time, and that means that pushing is going to be key in keeping the Twisted Fate down.
Well, we'll see whether Xiaohu is going to be able to do it. Now 49 to 53. Of course, the early pressure that was put down has afforded Xie a little bit of a lead here in this lane. We'll see. Of course, first Destiny, the thing you're going to be looking for here. Level 6 has been achieved.
I don't know if he'll get a Destiny.
Like ever?
Yeah, if he does, Xiaohu will just take his turret. The point of Destiny is to, you know, create an advantage somewhere else on the map. Losing mid lane turret is not an advantage.
Well, of course, creating some space for that, maybe trying to get Xiaohu down. It's going to be difficult. Those wild cards are going to be used, but nice proc of the Thunderlords there as Xie takes a fair bit of damage.
And this is the difference. You go for a Catalyst, you have no AP. There's no way you can push that lane out quickly. Xiaohu goes for Fiendish Codex. Cooldown reduction and AP. Does him very nicely. As we can see that actually Condi is just leeching experience and farm of his top laner right now. Actually will meet MLXG in the jungle.
We probably would have just killed Condi if that spear had landed.
That's definitely going two levels ahead.
This is ridiculous. Destiny has been popped. Yeah, the teleport is there as Looper is going to fly in. Now 1 versus 3 as MLXG dives over the top. Looper could be in trouble right now as he pops the ultimate. There's the flash. Emperor's Divide, of course, moved out of the way up, but MLXG is going to be able to lock down the 1-for-1. And Xiaohu trying to get some more done. The teleport going to come in from Xie, get himself out of there. Yeah, so
there's no turret to fall back to, so great use of the teleport. We'll probably lose out on the blue buff, however, as MLXG is not done with WE's jungle just yet.
Of course, Condi not alive.
Oh, teleport actually coming in.
Gold Wildcard once again. Wildcard's going to come down and nab both of them, but teleport, but nothing to be found.
You can see it looks like it will be the Titanic Hydra picked up out of 957, or just some tank stats after the normal Tiamat. WE. Zero just taking a magical journey for the heck of it right now. Have frozen this bottom lane quite effectively and stalled out any farm that Name was receiving. And Xie is in some trouble now.
Yeah, MLXG, of course, trying to find the spear. Nabs it onto a minion. Just more pressure here onto the Twisted Fate. Who only has about a 4 CS advantage now that cannon creep is about to go down.
So that was smart use of the Destiny, because Xiaohu had already left the lane, so he was halfway through the river. So Twisted Fate followed afterwards. So it was like a reactive Destiny. What that meant was Xiaohu couldn't push mid lane. He was never going to get anything out of it. And Twisted Fate still gets there quickly first because of how the mechanic works. There's Mystic now waiting for Name. Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, uses the heal. There's the culling blocked by Mata onto a minion, perfectly aimed. Saves his AD carry's life, but that's both summoner spells and the ult.
Certainly, as Condi was there as well. Probably could have gone over the wall, look for a snipe. Instead, they just will settle for the turret, equalize that objective, and take control of the gold lead. For what feels like the first time in a very long time in this series.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mystic wants to get rid of the turret, however, because he's doing such a good job in this 2v2. Probably go back, pick himself up a Caulfield Warhammer. He's 30 CS in the lead, Atlas, as well as that assist from the first blood.
Yeah, he's playing extraordinarily well right now.
He's the shining light of the WE lineup right now. Fortunately, 957, I have stripped you of that title.
We'll see whether he can buy it back. He's 12 CS in the lead as well. But of course, Trundle versus Maokai, not going to be riding home about it.
Yeah, not great for the Maokai until he is able to pick up 2 items, 2.5. Well, this is why Trundle actually just fell out of popularity, because QSS was such a defined counter. And if you're countered by 1 item, that is actually pretty good anyway. Free cleanse on that. It's going to be nice, and it gives you relevant MR anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little bit worrisome. Why no suppressions are really utilized. Although Malzahar has been seeing a little bit more play. He's another non-interactive champion. What's with you and non-interactive mages?
They're easy to play.
So you can, like, I love playing certain champions. Warwick, for example.
Yeah.
Don't like seeing him in competitive play.
All right.
You understand where I'm going with this one?
No, I understand. Like, you know, enjoying to play a champion, not the same as
enjoying to watch it.
Enjoying to
I'm a Cogmore Ziggs player in the middle lane.
Oh,
neither of those belong in competitive play. As Destiny's burnt, Name continuing to be picked on.
Apparently he doesn't belong in competitive play either. Does manage to use the spell shield on the gold card. That's all of the CC.
So he definitely belongs in competitive play because there was end of the line thrown out there, a smoke screen, everything to try and bait out the spell shield, but he uses it picture perfectly.
Stunning.
Onto the gold card from Xie. Great work out of the AD carry from Team RNG. You can see that even though they're behind, plays like that do get you a fair bit because that's a wasted ultimate and nothing gained on the back end.
Yeah, and it's just stopping that snowball from rolling any faster.
So it is a Ravenous Hydra.
Ah, he is going for it, so pickaxe there.
Yep. Of course, new build path.
Well, see how he makes it work here, 957. Bit of the extra offensive flavor, not to mention the lifesteal being so important. And Name just trying to get himself back here into this game. Almost has the Essence Reaver. Of course, that one's done here for Mystic.
Yeah, Mystic is massive.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, is this even something RNG are worried about? I just look at this comp and I'm like, Azir, Sivir, plus the Maokai for the team fight control.
They've got 100% 1-3-1 split push pressure on WE's side. Twisted Fate can just generate plays all around the map. I think they have to be worried the longer this game goes. If they're at a deficit, if they're in the lead, sure. The team sounds pretty good at fighting on even footing, but just, yeah, I don't think it is going to be that way if they're ever at a deficit.
Well, we'll see whether they can actually claw this one back as WE are going to be taking down this Rift Herald. Condi helping out there as 957. Going to donate that one towards his jungler. Condi just going to be able to roam around this jungle a little bit more effectively. MLXG playing the farm game most definitely again here on this Nidalee. Equal levels with his solo lanes.
Oh, gets stunned up, however. Does still get the blue buff.
With a red.
Maybe a potential for an engage there. But as you said, is quite high level. Teleport burnt from GA just to get back to the mid lane. Of course, not a bigger deal on Twisted Fate because he has the ulti. It's interesting to see whether people ulti back to mid lane or whether they teleport back to mid lane.
Yeah. I guess if there's people missing on the map, you can Destiny back to the mid lane. I feel like using it for vision is something that you want as well, right?
Well, the other thing is ulti is such a shorter cooldown, so using teleport back to mid lane means that you think that action's going to happen in the next couple of seconds that you're going to need the ultimate for.
See whether that is going to be the case as now Jahu collect his blue buff. Grabs it relatively easily there as well.
Yeah, it looked pretty simple. Q and a W and a Q.
Yep. Quickly. More to the point rather than easily. Because
right,
look,
yep.
It's a stationary minion on very low health. He's now back here in the mid lane to see whether he's able to shove some arises into the turret. By the looks of things, no, as GA is going to turn up. But a lot of harassment coming down here as Yahoo now playing quite far up now that he has that national.
But here we go. Oh.
Yeah, Tempered Fate not going to happen.
Zero's been a little bit off today with the Tempered Fates.
Yeah, or at least in games 2 and 3. His game 1, at least at the beginning, was pretty good. Alright, we'll see how it goes. It's one of those spells that, you know, can be opportunistic as opposed to a pinpoint every time. Yeah, once again, taking some harass.
But I feel like he had corralled them to a pretty easy area to nail that one and was on the same screen. In general, as if you're on the same screen as someone, you will get them. However, Dragon has been started up here by MLXG, will be chunked down and no response whatsoever. And this is another worrying side because there's a 40 CS discrepancy in the bottom lane and they're not able to get anything going on that side of the map. Like, if it was the top side of the map where Maokai and Trundle relatively even, I can understand it. But right now, Name should be getting bullied. It's just not the case.
Right, he's just picking up side lane farm when he can and following Mutter around. On the hunt has been popped here as the teleport's coming in. Mystic will need to dash over this wall. Yahoo just flashes over. Zero's destroyed for the 3rd kill for RNG. Condi, end of the lines there, but I think that's for his teammate as opposed to the enemy.
And one more time, this is RNG's weak side of the map. They have Essence Reaver
Spear!
Zeal.
This is so bad. Flash comes out from GA to keep him safe, but mid lane outer turret could be under fire.
Essence Reaver Zeal versus the makings of an Essence Reaver, and RNG are just putting on the moves right now.
Yeah, immediately Sun Turret goes up here as well as Marta's going to hang around underneath, making sure that it's not too easy to kill.
They're only just now up in gold. It shouldn't be this easy, but they are just, every single time, so decisive. Atlas, willing to pull the trigger, flashing immediately over the wall, getting that pick that they were looking for onto Zero.
They also have like this 2-game buffer as well. I mean, they may as well play confidently. They may as well not doubt themselves.
But in saying that, WE, if you don't win this game, you go home. You may as well play confidently as well, because otherwise you're just going to lose a series 3-0.
Kind of like the do or die situation. Well, you can see Mystic hanging out here in the mid lane. And we're looking at him. He's the one that does need to translate this massive advantage in money.
He's 60 CS up.
Yeah.
His team is 1,000 gold behind. And he would be
900 gold in the
9
lead.
up. Yeah, that's incredible. Even the mid lane is up as well. It's really that jungle position that is carrying the majority of the lead.
Yeah, and Lupa, listening to you once again, does have himself that QSS.
Yeah, for those at home, this is the new Maokai build into Trundle. Get your Sunfire Cape, means you can fight him off, get your QSS, go into Iceborne Gauntlet, he will not scratch you. Maokai is so incredibly durable, gives him offensive flavor with those 2 bruiser items. And that's enough magic resistance for Twisted Fate.
Now we just need to know the price. I'll definitely purchase myself a Maokai after that. It's Condi. Oh, it's a face-off.
I challenge you to a dance-off.
Yeah. Well, then you have to use all of your abilities instantly and in a very interesting order. That makes no sense. Tempered Fate comes down. Jahu just going to step to the right. No one going to get nailed. Destiny comes in, though. The Trundle actually looking for a pillar now. Jia has got locked down Mata. 957 is going to help secure that kill as the culling from Mystic is over the top. Mystic, sorry, MLXG going to pounce over the wall.
Yeah, what can they get off the back of this, however? They get a pick, but every single time RNG have been able to turn these picks into an advantage. Looks like they're focusing on Rift Herald and bottom lane turret, so a little bit of split focus. Phantom Dancer it's an entire Phantom Dancer up right now for the AD carry.
Yeah, it's silly. Mystic is so big.
But once again, he's not there. Oh, goes over the wall. This is dangerous.
Yeah, Looper right in there. MLXG, of course, with the Smite Fingers able to pick that one up as Condi dashes out of the way. No one going to get hit by Xiaohu's ultimate there, and the Magical Journey going to get 0 to safety. Oh my god, Mystic in so much trouble as MLXG is able to lock that one down, but it is Xiaohu falling. WE managed to turn around the situation. They lose their AD carry, but they grab 2
Here comes Mata.
Yeah, he's trying to find his way in. Name towards the bottom side of the map, but the Winter's Bite does go wide. More disengage coming out as the pillar. MLXG looking for it, still bouncing forward. But nothing else going to be found, and RNG, no matter what happens, they're still going to be aggressive.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be the case. They grab Rift Herald. They even still get enough farm there that they equalize the trade. You can see what was once a 60 CS lead is now down to 30.
Yeah.
For Name. So that's a good news story right now. They're also looking to pressure top lane turret, see whether 957 burns an ulti to get up there, because that is a heck of a lot of creeps, and now a Rift Herald buff.
She actually decided to take down this pink ward here before actually getting any reasonable damage onto the turret. I have a feeling if he had stayed, they would have definitely got that.
Well, they're still probably going to get it here. They've got the burning effect off Dragon. We'll be able to take it. Mystic goes around the corner, however.
Yeah, there's the piercing light. Culling comes through, but thankfully the minion wave is there. MLXG uses that to tank that one up as the spear. Oh, it's going to miss as the dash comes through. MLXG has to flash, but he's going to be safe for now as Xiaohu, you wanted him to bait it.
No, well, you couldn't bait it because he would have died. But very good play out of Mystic there. Doesn't have to use either summoner spell, gets a flash out of MLXG, and just shows how strong this Lucian is right now on Summoner's Rift.
He's massive.
Because that's arguably the strongest member of RNG as well. He's still the highest level, probably has the most gold as well. 301, 130 jungle camps.
Yeah, he's huge. And you're right, highest level in the game, level 14. Especially in comparison to Condi, who's only level 11. That's a 3-level advantage in the jungle.
But you have to think level 13 to level 12 in the AD carries is certainly a big deal as well.
Yeah.
So it's just differing power right now as opposed to how much of it there is. Because we just saw the strongest member of the team versus the strongest member of the team. And Mystic handily whooped his backside Atlas.
I would say that you would be correct, as MLXG actually going to head a little bit further forward than he otherwise likes. Xiaohu. Destiny's coming in here as GA does have a gold card there. MLXG trying to land some spears as the Glacial Fissure not going to find too much now. RNG low health bars, but they do have a good position on this fight. In goes Looper. The Subjugate just did nothing. Just QSS'd it immediately, and Zero is going to fall down. RNG just get into a good teamfight position and everything looks great.
Exactly right. They look to blow up Looper with that Subjugate and 2 members, but he just QSS's it off straight away. He took top lane turret in the meantime, so there's now 2,000 gold up, looking to grab another dragon for their troubles.
That'll be dragon number 2.
And RNG are just clinical in their performance right now. As we mentioned, there is a huge AD carry on the side of Team WE, but they're just not able to get anything done. Abyssal picked up, looks like a Lich Bane will be next for Xie. You wonder when the Zhonya's will come out so he can go deeper with that teleport.
Yeah.
And actually make some fights happening. Because right now he's like kind of flirting with danger, but not committing very hard. Seems to be biting his team a little bit in the backside.
And you can see Xiaohu, his opponent, now has that Rylai's Crystal Scepter as well, so these team fights are going to be more difficult for WE to navigate, what with getting slowed down to high heaven every time those Sand Soldiers touch you. And there's a lot of them. They touch you a lot, and it's awful.
Okay.
Going to be going down.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, do that. Don't ask me how I know. Ravenous Hydra, going to be built up here by 957, now building Tanky. So you're exactly right with the differentiating item build. Will that save him in the split push as far as...
Not at all. Okay. No. He's now in a position where he can't really effectively split push as we play Slideshow League of Legends for a little while. Creeps don't want to cooperate. Chia runs around, still kills them all, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Mystic actually grabs a bottom lane turret. That's a good news story at least. 2-3, so starting to peg back some of that gold lead. As you can see, it's still a very equal game.
Yeah, super even. Condy and Zero now roaming through, clearing out vision where they can. Mystic's going to head back to base. Probably grab himself something like a Hex Drinker. There it is. Thought it could have been a QSS, but then I thought maybe there isn't anything to QSS, which there isn't.
Oh, now quite Twisted Advance. Still expect him to have one by later stages of the game.
Okay.
Even the slow or the Brawn passive, like something like that can spell immediate death for an AD carry, so it's always a nice item to have. I think Hex Drinker in the current situation in the game is a little bit more efficient, because it's probably going to be Nidalee jumping on your face, and that shield will save your life.
True. Condy have to be a little bit careful as Winter's Bite not going to find him. Mystic trying to clear out this.
Where's the teleport and Twisted Fate ulti? Doesn't look to be coming out anytime soon. In fact, they just give up a lot of damage on this turret. They're sticking to the split pushing Trundle tactic.
Looper actually just going to go back to base. Home guards his way down. Will be able to pick this one up. That turret very, very healthy, and 957 going to walk away immediately. So, RNG holding on. WE doing exactly the same. Sun turret still standing here in the mid lane. 1,000 gold now the lead for RNG.
Yeah, we'll fall down on this wave, and it is just that mid lane turret that separates these two teams right now. As Mystic, you can see Supreme Confidence actually walking towards the Azir. Sun turret goes down, he picks up 100 gold for that. He is still about 35 CS up in the lead. Hex Drinker is what that equates to. Mid lane, when is Twisted Fate going to go back and get that Lich Bane? Then he becomes a serious split threat push. Has Destiny and Teleport available. Someone has to be able to answer it. So right now they have a great response for the Trundle. They don't really have a response for the Twisted Fate. However, in saying that, the main group doesn't have the greatest wave clear because Graves fell a little bit too far behind. So it's about where they transfer their power to now. MLXG is going for Rylai's Crystal Scepter, so we were right. Goes for more of a bruiser build because it is pretty much a pile-in comp right now.
I like it.
RNG.
The double rod comp. The health on it. Working out quite well. 957 smacking down these minions that Loop is delivering.
So Loop actually doesn't go for a second like pseudo-offensive item. Looks like he's going for either a Randuin's Zoma or a Frozen Heart. The reason I bring that up as relevant is because maybe there is a point in the game where 957 can ignore him enough to get a couple of hits on the turret, back away, and then just, you know, continue to lifesteal up off the next creep wave. So there is a possibility that split pushing does work for the Trundle, just because of the way that Loop is itemized after the QSS. Team fights, still not going to be very effective, because Subjugate not going to be doing much versus Looper, and that means he'll be a massive tank. But in the split push, still might be something there, Alex.
Well, hopefully, for WE's sake. Of course, they're doing their very best to try and hold on right now as MLXG going to clear out the vision.
Don't really like the lane assignments right now with Twisted Fate being up against the Azir. I think that he'll be very happy with that. For Twisted Fate, I mean.
Yeah.
So he can join the mid lane party a little bit quicker, and you can see as soon as he dips into Fog of War, they have to respect that. Subjugate goes down. QSS burnt straight away.
We'll see whether that is going to be capitalized on here by WE. Might want to have that removed, as I believe Subjugate has a lower cooldown than the QSS.
Yeah, should at this stage of the game. But he's quite doomed, so he's going to have to go back to base anyway. It was kind of that last-ditch effort.
Yeah, like I may as well throw this at you.
Yep.
Because, you know, why not?
Everyone goes back. Shops.
That's actually Void Staff done here for Xiao as well. So as far as 3 items are concerned, feeling very, very comfortable on the Azir.
Lich Bane picked up for Twisted Fate as well.
More of Malmortius for Mystic. My god. Massive damage. It is going to be the IE as the third pickup item here for Name.
Twisted Fate. Looks like he's getting collapsed on. Eats a spear there for his trouble.
Yeah, uses the Destiny. He's going to get himself back towards the mid lane. But bit of a big cooldown for not a whole lot gained.
Yeah, it has 20% cooldown reduction just on his items. I'm sure he has another 7.5. on his runes as well, so if he picks up a blue buff, not really all that big of a deal at this stage of the game. But Condi, a little bit caught out. Marta takes some damage in response.
Marta was looking for him here.
Okay, so now if 957 can keep Looper out of fights. I'm looking for Razor Hope for WE, right?
Yep, got it.
So if he can keep him out of fights, that's actually a huge deal. Because I would very much argue, as I've seen this before, deja vu, I would very much argue that Looper is much more efficient in a team fight right now. So I don't like the use of the pillar. I think that he just saves pillar until Looper tries to teleport. And then you just, you know, knock him out of it.
Well, there's a twisted advance. QSS now up. 9-5 Looper, sorry.
Lots of assist pings around the Dragon, actually.
Yeah, lots of jockeying for position. We are going to have a look down there. Mystic just juggling things, but it has been started here by RNG. MLXG now with the level advantage still. 2 levels up. Condi's going to get the Dragon. Somehow grabs the first one here for WE.
Got it with the ultimate, actually.
Yeah.
So collateral damage coming up huge.
That and the smite will be able to do it. The Sun Turret is going to get taken down, and WE get a Dragon they had no real right getting.
Yeah, certainly is the case. Of course, with that turret lead still in favor of RNG. It is about 1,000 gold to lead. That's the turret, but it doesn't look like they can push in anytime soon. MLXG still being aggressive. Does get bound up.
Yeah, this could be a real problem. Teleport immediately comes in from RNG. That was 957. Takes actually some pretty big damage.
No, but that's a huge victory. Twisted Fate's in the bottom lane. Talking about breaking mid lane turret. Who cares? Just break the bottom lane ones. He's got the Lich Bane. We'll be able to pull some blue cards, and you can see that that turret not going to be long for this world.
Yeah, Name, he's going to try and move down there. I'm not even sure whether he can take the 1v1 as GA able to easily take that one down, and that is going to even the gold completely. 300, in fact, in the lead here for WE. Now, the Sivir, see whether she can get towards that Infinity Edge, and RNG now need to make some moves to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, they're still not out of it. Gold relatively equal. Just that wasted teleport from Looper as his jungler was caught out. That was over-aggression from MLXG. Has got a lot of health, but not much resistances, so maybe a little bit falsely confident.
Yeah.
And GA will be able to grab this blue buff, so ultimate going to be on a very low cooldown. And I want to see now how they capitalize on this, because this is the first time in this whole series that you felt like WE, at like 30 minutes in the game, are in a good position. They're exactly where they want to be. They've got now a needlessly large rod. That, I hope, becomes Azonya's Hourglass.
Yes.
So we can start going for the deeper Twisted Fate plays. Phantom Dancer has been picked up by both AD Carry and Jungler. Last Whisper started to be built, so going to shred through some of this Maokai armor. A great position right now, honestly, for Team WE. And we haven't been able to say that all that much. However, RNG is still playing with some confidence.
Well, Name did just pick up the Infinity Edge.
Yeah, that'll give you confidence.
Yeah, 3 items there for the Sivir. Feeling very, very comfortable, but you're right. The last couple of things have been all about WE. About what they can achieve here on the Rift.
Name's gone to a side lane to try and push that one out. That's a greedy shove, because the lane is already pushing pretty naturally. Looks like 957 wants Looper. Ulti out of Twisted Fate.
Yeah, let's gank the teleport lane here as Looper, very, very tanky, does have to use the flash in order to get over the top. Subjugate still being held onto here as
the whole collapse is coming out.
Yeah, he just wants to wait for it here as Sapling's going to come in. Looper just not too scared at all, and now 957 caught on the trap. GA just going to get ignored for now as the QSS is going to get rid of that Subjugate.
Oh!
Massive Tempered Fate comes in though, and WE now all on top of this one. MLXG trying to run out of the way, does save Marta, but he's going to fall eventually to Mystic, but Zhao who's in here. Emperor's Divide coming down as Mystic, maybe a little bit too deep now as Name gets the auto attacks in over the top. They managed to take one down, but the Sivir just can't get enough. My God, Jia is going to fall. Zhao, oh my gosh, he's not going to be able to make it happen. Unfortunate play, and Name forced to run.
Yeah, so in the end, it is a 4-for-1 trade and 2,000 gold to lead for Team WE. What a play. See whether they can collapse on this Baron objective, because there are quite long death timers right now, Atlas, or they just consolidate farm around the map and try and build themselves a little bit more of a lead. Mid lane turret wouldn't be a bad objective either, but it looks like Baron is the call.
Yeah, a bunch of pings down onto the area, of course. RNG knows what's going on. 50 CS to lead for
Can
the
they do anything about it, though?
Yeah, well,
no teleport available. 24, 19, and 6 seconds respectively on death timers. Don't think they can do anything about this. First Baron of the game will be picked up for Team WE.
Yeah, and they are now 2,000 gold in the lead. That is going to be Mystic helping pick that one up. They all take the magical journey and get themselves out in WE. It's the first considerable lead that they've had.
Yeah, it certainly is. 3.5, nearly 4,000 gold the lead. That's huge. That's a completed last Whisper item on the AD carry. That is a Zhonya's Hourglass on the mid laner. Even the jungler for the first time with the 7 assists looks like he's comparable. I'm not going to say he's ahead, but he's at least he's in touching distance.
He's got some items, man. It's beautiful. Condi, finally off welfare.
And as I said, MLXG, I like the build adaptation because it does make a little bit more sense. But when you are a piling comp like this, like Azir should be the only one sitting back firing shot. Everyone else needs to be in there contributing. I just don't like that last team fight summed it up. He got hit by a gold card, blown up on the back end. Didn't really do all that much, MLXG, and he's 4-1-1, 200 CS, majority of the gold on this team.
Yeah.
Needs to be able to do something. Imagine if he was the Graves, or even something like a Kindred. Be much more beneficial, I feel, right now for the RNG lineup.
Well, at the moment, WE trying to do something with this Baron buff. Name and Xiaohu, main sources of wave clear.
Bard of Command.
Yeah.
There we go.
Baron of Karad.
And you can see that it's Nidalee matching the split push against the Trundle. Don't think that is going to bode well for you.
No, although I believe they are even level.
I think they need to swap that assignment around. I think somehow you want the Nidalee versus a Twist of Fate.
Or at least not this.
Well, they don't have any other response for the split push because they need wave clear in the mid lane. That's what Azir does.
Oh, Fate.
Spell shield.
Nice spell shield, yeah. Keep himself safe there as Mystic gets tagged by a boomerang. They don't get too much damage done on this.
Marta wants this.
Yeah, they do nail the Cosmic Binding though. Zero keeping them safe as red buff is going to go to Mystic. MLXG wants to find something as Destiny has been used.
Yeah, they use it to see whether the chase is actually going to be successful. Now they teleport in.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
oh my god,
Name.
Name in so much trouble. He's going to get taken down. As Jie is going to jump over the top. Xiaohu looking for a special delivery as Jie pops the Zhonya's. Can he buy enough time? As no, he can't. MLXG is going to be able to pick that one up. The Glacial Fissure is massive out of Marta, but Xiaohu able to pick up one more. Falls down to 957, and now the Troll is coming in. He's looking for you, MLXG. You have to get underneath this turret if you can. It's just Marta that's going to get obliterated. And again, one member remains for RNG.
So you ask, can he buy enough time? The answer is yes, because even though he falls down, it was so much time wasted waiting for that Zhonya's Hourglass to pop. And it means that WE, they pick up 4 members. With the Trundle, with Graves and Lucian, they're going to look to end the game.
Yeah, first Nexus turret now under fire. Baron buff here as well. So much damage out of these minions. MLXG wants to take down Condi, uses his Zhonya's. But Mystic's in there as well. I mean, who cares about turrets? This Nexus is well and truly defeated. And WE, they make their way back in to this semi-final. And bring it 1-2.
Yeah, they certainly do. So a much better game this time around from Team WE. And we already mentioned it, you know, the ability to just pick a pretty easy team comp to execute on. Twist of Fate teleports into these fights. You got a split pushing Trundle. It just made a lot more sense to me, Atlas, because these guys, they don't need to be going with a really complex win condition. We've just seen that they can team fight well. And this game showed us exactly that. When it got to team fighting stage, they were all really confident.
Yeah, and they looked fantastic. And I really love the split push adaptation as well out of Jie. This is a guy that managed to shake off 2 pretty awful games, honestly, where he didn't really feel as comfortable as he otherwise wanted to be. And the Twist of Fate looked fantastic.
Yeah, here's some highlights from the game. As we can see, this was an early teleport play that came out of Jie. He was getting shoved in, but he uses the Destiny late. This was honestly Xiaohu and RNG just looking decisive in their play. Zero gets picked off here. Leads to a good mid lane shove.
And I mean, this worked out well for RNG as well. I mean, the whole early game honestly still looked like RNG were in complete control of the series.
So this kind of turned around a little bit because I think they did pick up 2 for 1 here. Able to utilize teleport because it was Sivir on the bottom part of the map. But you're right, early game still looked fine for RNG, but when you're against Twisted Fate, when you're against Trundle, fine, probably not going to cut it.
Yeah. That's a very good point. And look, Lupa feeling like he actually had the jump on this one, and this is where it all really started to fall behind.
He did have the jump because they were able to get there so much more quickly, but what they didn't, I guess, calculate in was the Tempered Fate, the Bard ability to transverse terrain. And as I said, like MLXG, he goes out so far in this fight, and everyone else is kind of crowded in here, putting out tons of damage, and MLXG not really able to replicate that at all.
No. And Jahu as well. I mean, it was a little bit depressing. He did as much as he possibly could. And
he did work in this fight.
Yeah.
Just a small miscalculation here. Gets the soldier up, thinks he can get the Q through. Actually can't. Gets cleaned up by the Graves.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the dominance of Graves a little bit at the moment in the LPL.
Yeah.
But just the fact that we're not a finesse region. I'm going to say there are some teams that are finesse teams within LPL, but you know, the likes of OMG, WE, QG, Snake, they make their names off team fighting. And that was the first time that WE really went back to a team fighting comp and was like, all right, come at us.
Yeah, and they played it beautifully. And of course, moving forward, moving around the map as well. GA managed to take free turrets when he felt like it. And they ignored the fact that they were falling behind in the early game. So really showing some composure here in this best-of-5 series. We'll see whether they can manage to make it towards that 3-game reverse sweep that they're opting for here. If you guys believe in WE, we'll find out right after this break.